Hey guys, I'm back and I wanted to record an update. Sorry, it's been a while. Not sure that much has happened since the last video, but I'm sure that I'm going to go on and on regardless in this video, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. Okay, so in the last video I talked about how I was contemplating doing a bikini competition. As you can tell by the subject line or the headline, I've decided to go ahead and enter. So I'm in what's called bikini or competition prep, or short people will say just prep. So whenever I refer to prep, it means a specific eating plan and a specific workout plan, and it's really strict, really regimented. There's a whole lifestyle around it that I've become consumed with, and I think a healthy way. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm into right now. So let me start by kind of talking about where I am right now and kind of what the last few months have been like. So right now, as of today, my check-in with the coach. So I've hired a coach to guide me through the competition preparation. So I weighed in at 136 pounds, point 0 today. And I'm saying that with kind of a straight face, but it's fucking phenomenal because I haven't been this weight in 3 years. And when I hit this weight, this is within a pound of the lowest weight that I ever put in an Excel sheet. I think I saw 134.0 at like first one day at one point. But I think I hit 135 point something, a total of maybe, I don't know, less than 10 times. And not less than 10 weeks, but less than 10 times because I would weigh myself. I weighed myself every day, but I didn't always record it in my log. So anyway, so pretty amazing to be back down to basically the lowest weight since surgery. I really didn't think that I was going to get here, even though I made the decision to do the bikini competition, which means I'll be losing more weight and I'll get below this weight. But I think there was something in the back of my mind that was like, the lowest you've gotten is X pounds, and you're not going to, I can't fathom it. I guess the thing is, I'm going into right now uncharted territory that I don't know how my body's going to change, and it's pretty exciting actually. It's the whole reason why I decided to do the bikini competition. So right now I think my body fat's probably 21.1%, and I say that because I have the same scale that I've had, and it measures body fat as well. That measurement's wrong, but I've did a DEXA scan 2 months ago. I did it about mid-March. And a DEXA scan is supposed to be even more accurate than the hydrostatic tank testing. So the DEXA scan, you lie on a table. It's a lot better for those people who have any kind of, and I don't have any, I think I said this in the hydrostatic test video, I don't have any water issues. I was a competitive swimmer. I have zero issues with water, but it's a really hard thing to do. So, because you have to blow out all the air, not just like blow it out, but like blow out any air that's in your lungs, and that feels like you're going to die. So it's a really uncomfortable test. The DEXA test is expensive. I think I paid for a package of 3, and I think I paid $280. And I think for one, it's like 160 or something like that. So it's a pretty expensive test, but it's supposed to be super accurate. And it also gives you your bone density, which for me, I just turned 40, is an interesting thing, at least as a baseline to have. So as I get older, assuming that this test is around or something even better, then I have kind of a baseline to compare it to, assuming that it's accurate right now. So with a DEXA scan, you lie on a table, and they've got this device that basically goes over you. You have to stay perfectly still for less than 5 minutes. I think it's, I don't know, it might be 5 minutes. So it slowly goes over your body. If you've got any kind of claustrophobia issues, I don't think it would be an issue, because it's just, you can look up on YouTube DEXA. It's DEXA scan, and I'm sure you'll find lots of videos on it. So it slowly goes over your body all the way to your feet, and then it prints out this report. And what's interesting is it gives you kind of an outline of a generic human person, I think, or maybe it's you, I don't know. But anyway, it color codes where your fat stores are. So for me, it's all kind of hips and thighs and butt, like just typical woman estrogen areas to carry fat. What I found surprising, so that wasn't surprised because I can see in the mirror that that's where I carry my fat. What was interesting is that I don't carry very much in my midsection, and I thought I would carry more. I mean, not a lot. I mean, comparatively, it's definitely proportionately more in my fat thighs, but what it showed is that my stomach was, the issues that I have are really skin. I've got some fat for sure, but a lot of it's skin. So what are you going to do? But anyway, so it gives you a color coding, but it also gives you a printout that shows what your body fat percentage is for like the right arm versus the left arm versus the trunk versus, you know, your legs and stuff. So for somebody who's a data geek like me, I really liked it. Again, it's just one piece of a puzzle, but it's kind of interesting. And I got it done probably should have had that done in January when I first started so I could get a measurement over time. But I'm definitely leaner, at least by a percentage point, if not more. I think I was 22 point something according to that scan. And I think, so that basically reinforced yet again, another method of reinforcing the calibration that I use on my scale at home. So all that said, based on what my scale reading at home was and calibrating it against these other devices, I think my body fat's about 21.1. So the next question is, well, how low am I going to go? I don't know. A lot of it's just aesthetics, like you kind of stop when you look good. And so that means different things for different people. I've heard some competitors are at like 15 and others I've seen videos where they're like at 9. That seems really low for me personally because I'm also really muscular. So the more muscular you are, you don't want to go too low, at least for the division that I want to do, because you just look too ripped. So I don't know. I'm probably going to be somewhere between 10 and 15%. I have no idea. Again, this is uncharted territory, so it's all going to be kind of new to see what gets revealed. And I'll do some body shots if I don't ramble too long. I'll do some body shots so you can kind of see where I am now. And it'll be interesting for me too, because I'm taking pictures for the coach. She's remote. She's in Vegas. So I sent her my weight and pictures. Right now I'm sending it to her Mondays and Fridays. It was previously just on Fridays. So that she can kind of just, I think on Monday, she hasn't told me, but I think she wants it on Monday to see if I fucked up over the weekend. Totally fair and totally necessary. It's good that I have to be accountable on Monday. I'm actually pretty glad about that. But okay, so the bikini competition. It is, I think, I don't know if I said it in the last video, but it's late September. I think it's on the 24th. I think it's the last one of the last. I think it's the 24th of September in Vegas. So I actually text messaged the coach to ask about the date. I'd like to just kind of keep a countdown for myself so I know how many weeks I have left. It's something around like 18, 17 weeks that I have left in prep, which is a long time, but I have a lot of work to do. All right, so for the bikini competition, kind of the question that I get asked a lot right now from friends and family is, why are you competing? What's the reason? The people who don't know me really well are like, that's awesome, and they're super supportive because they're not concerned or questioning it. The people who are closer to me immediately ask kind of like, why are you going to compete, and what happens if you lose, and blah, blah, blah. For me, it's really just a challenge, a goal out there to help me see what I'm really capable of. And I really enjoyed when I was at this weight 3 years ago. I used to get asked all the time, like, if I'm a bodybuilder or if I'm a trainer, and if I do CrossFit. Like, I used to get asked all the time, and then it just stopped. So I got to a certain body fat percentage or whatever, and it just couldn't, I wasn't lean enough where people would, notice my physique. And I mean, shit, from being invisible my whole life to being recognized for having a nice, body, it's kind of nice. And I'm now 40, so I'd like to suck any life out of that attention as I can in a healthy way. I don't want bad attention. Anyway, I'm rambling. So the reason why I want to compete is I know what this looks like now, but I never really, when I got to this weight before, I was swimming, I think I was doing, I don't know if I'd started spin when I got down to this weight. I don't think I had yet. But I did it through, VSG, and I did it through whatever, I think swimming. So I wasn't deliberately trying to work on body parts. And now I'm kind of like, all right, if that was all just weight loss and whatever came out of my body, emerged, what would happen if I actually did things deliberately? And so I want to see how good I can get, and I want to see what that feels like. And whenever you go about learning something that's hard or doing something that's hard, you're building something. Um, you're building grit. You're building something that you can believe in yourself for something else, if that makes any sense. Like you take a chemistry class and it's fucking hard and the labs are tough. I'm saying this because I wasn't very good at chemistry. You take a chemistry class and it's hard, you get through it, you have to really like work harder for that than maybe some other course, and then you get through it, and all of those challenges that you overcame help you for something else. And so I think that this all translates to other things in life. Not to mention that this is a lifestyle I want to have, in terms of being fit, not necessarily the competition. So this is kind of exposing me a whole different level of fitness, which I didn't even know existed before. So this is pretty freaking cool. So that takes me into what I'm doing for prep, which is similar to the 3-month kind of transformation challenge that I did with the coach from end of January to, really it started like February through May. And then there was just like this seamless transition between that and what I'm doing now for the preparation. So I think I mentioned in the last video, I think, about workouts. I work out 6 times a week. I have Sundays off. And right now I'm doing 2 days a week of HIIT, or high intensity interval training. Those days each are about 45 minutes on the treadmill, of doing sets of running. They're not really sprints, but they're running on a steep incline. 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 30 seconds off, 15 seconds off. 12 rounds of that, and then 2 minutes of just walking slowly at like 3 miles per hour on a flat, no incline. And then I go do another round. So I have those days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Mondays and Fridays I have lower body. So Mondays are glutes, or butt, and then Fridays are hamstrings, but also glutes. And then Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then on the lifting days, the weightlifting days, I have 20 minutes of Stairmaster after I'm done with all the weightlifting. And then Wednesdays and Saturdays, I have upper body. So Wednesdays is shoulder day. And then I have abs also. Like, I'm not doing a lot for abs, and I'll talk about that in a second. But so shoulder day, and actually, I don't have abs on Wednesday. That's the only weight training day I don't have abs. But anyway, shoulders on Wednesday, and then Stairmaster. And then Saturday, I have arms and back and abs, and then Stairmaster. So this is a lot of training. It adds up to about, I think I'm in the gym somewhere between 8 and 10 hours a week. And what's interesting is I think, I'm going to talk to the coach the next time she and I chat. I think that my body needs to deload, or I break down. Something happens around every 5 weeks. Like, I have a muscle that I've pulled a couple times. I feel like I've got one of my calves that's ready to snap. When I did HIIT yesterday, it just felt like it was weak. So I'm a little scared that that's going to snap on me, but I'm trying to stretch and stuff. But I'm thinking deload means you do the same workout, but you go down in weight, you go down in intensity or duration, to kind of have it's not a break entirely. It's kind of like active rest. It's still doing the workout, but you're going lighter. So I think that I need a deload week every 5 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks, so that I don't break down. I got really sick a couple weeks ago. So I think all of those things, like injuries and getting sick and just general breaking down and being tired means your body needs to rest. So I'm trying to read it because I don't want to be injured again. I don't want to get sick anymore. It sucks to be like incapacitated and know that I'm wasting time that I need to be prepping. So those are my workouts. And then the eating plan, when I first started on the transformation path, the coach gave me specific meal plans. So I ate specific things. I had recipes. I had a shopping list. And I actually didn't even know what my macros were. I didn't know how many calories really I was eating. The first month she didn't have me tracking in my fitness pal, and then she asked me to start tracking even though she knew what I was eating. So I think starting somewhere in March or April, I started tracking in my fitness pal. And then at some point it was April, I had to design my own plan because I've been eating the same fucking food for the last month and a half. So she gave me the structure, and then I needed to build my macros around it. So macros are grams of carbs, grams of protein, and grams of fat per day. And so it's actually kind of tough to build a plan. And the reason why is it needs to be in balance, because you can't just have like one meal where it's just like a bowl of rice and then another meal where it's like, I don't know, something protein related. It has to be in certain proportions for every meal. So it's actually, I don't know, it's not easy because then you also want food that you like and you want them to all make sense, like not have days where the food's all over the place in terms of taste and stuff. So it actually took me a while to come up with my proposal, but she liked it, and I've been eating the same food for like a month and a half, and I think I've had a couple weeks where I've taken off and done my own thing. In fact, one week, I ate the same thing for that week, but it was totally different than what my meal plan was. And it was great. I actually was completely on the macro count I was supposed to be for the day. The proportions may have been a little bit different than what they should have been per meal, but it worked out. What was I going to say? So macros, I cycle, so every day I have the same grams of protein and fat. I have 120 grams of protein and 50 grams of fat. And then my carbs will cycle depending on what the activity is for the day. So Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, the carbs are 120 grams because I'm not doing anything on Sunday. And then Tuesday and Thursday, the workouts are short. And then Monday and Friday are my lower body days, and so I have 200 grams of carbs. The catch there is 50% of those carbs have to be eaten right after my workout. So it's 7 o'clock. I haven't done my workout yet. Oh, it's gonna be a late night because it's a long workout. And I've eaten less than, because I'm gonna have more after the post-workout meal. So I've had less than 100 grams of carbs at this point in the day. So I've got a lot of carbs actually no. Yeah, I've got about 100 carbs left after my workout today. So it's 200, but half of it is right after the workout. And then Wednesday and Saturday are my arm days, and I'm at 150 grams of carbs on those days. So it goes up and down. The way I personally designed my plan is I kept everything basically the same. Monday and Friday are different meals throughout the day. They're the same between those 2 days, but they're different than Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. I have basically the same meals for each meal on those 4 days. Does that make any sense? The difference is when I have high or low carbs, I'll just add something in, like Ezekiel muffins. There's Ezekiel bread, and then there's Ezekiel English muffins. I love the English muffins. I like the bread too, but there's something about those English muffins that I fucking love. So I usually, like, I think actually I need to eat half of a muffin now before my workout. But anyway, so I'll just throw in something that's a little higher carbs to get me to the number that I need to get to. After my workout tonight, I'll have a shake. And then because it's like 200 grams of carbs, I'm adding in half a cup of Ezekiel cereal and then a whole banana. And so I'll make my protein shake, which is like about yay tall, about the size of this, but anyway, one of those big shaker bottle things. And then it's all liquid, and then I'll just pour in the half cup of Ezekiel cereal, and then throw in the cut up banana, but not blend it, because it gives it a little bit of crunch and consistency, and it makes me feel like I'm eating a meal. And it's quite a bit of food, because it's like, 24 grams of protein, and I don't know what fat is in it, but I think that's pretty low. But anyway, so some of the foods that are really helping me through this prep, right now my favorite snack food is really boring. It's red bell pepper. So good. This one actually was about to probably start needing to be thrown out, so I'm glad I'm eating it. But red bell pepper, I mean, it's basically kind of water, but it's sweet, it's crunchy, it's really freaking filling. They're middle of the morning, I sometimes will start getting really hungry, and I'm like looking at the clock going, when is it lunchtime? And if I have a whole red bell pepper cut up, then I'm totally fine until lunch. So hopefully, knock on plastic, I have wood somewhere, that'll continue, because it's really nice to have that option. Other foods. At the end of the day, almost every single day, I have half a cup of fat-free cottage cheese, and like a teaspoon of almond butter, and then maybe like a small handful of almond slivers, a little stevia, a little cinnamon. Stir it together so it's crunchy, it's lumpy, it's sweet, it's cinnamony. It's like a dessert kind of. In fact, if you put it in the freezer for a little bit and it becomes a little bit solidified, then it tastes almost like an ice cream of sorts. And love it. It's so good. And cottage cheese, what I've found, is something bodybuilders do. It's a casein protein, and so it's a slower absorption, so it's really good to do at the end of the night, because it absorbs as you sleep. And so a lot of bodybuilders apparently use it as their nighttime before you sleep protein. So I do that every single day. Okay, so that's kind of where I am. I think I have the same handle in my fitness pal. I've been tracking all my food, notes, feelings. For a while I was tracking my bowel movements. I don't do that anymore. I was calling it the brown journal. But anyway, everything's in my fitness pal if you're curious to kind of see what I eat and when I eat. It's all there. So bikini competition, totally excited. Other things that I've been thinking about is, why is it that VSGers disappear after a few years? I'm one of those at fault. I don't know. I'm at 22 minutes for this video, so this might be a topic for my next video, because this is more bikini related. But I think it's important to continue checking in and kind of showing what it's like after several years. Regain is totally real. The highest weight that I've seen is 153, and it's fucking scary, because you feel like you're going to wake up and be 200 pounds overnight, and there's nothing you can do to control it. And every penny spent for this bikini whatever is worth it, because I'm not only learning about myself, but I've gotten weight off that I really didn't think that I could get off again. Or at least I was sad to see it go and not really feeling confident. The point is that regain is real, and it's hard, but you've got to be stronger than the regain and figure out a way to get around it, get over it. And honestly, I think I was just eating stuff that I wasn't aware. I don't feel like I am hungry, actually, quite a bit more than I'd like to be right now, but I think I was eating and I wasn't aware that I was eating that much. Because right now my calories are, the lowest is like 1,300. That's on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. And then I go from like 1,300 to 1,700, 1,800. And that's an uncomfortable place for me to be. It's a little too low. And I'm losing weight because it's too low. So I don't know how much I was eating when I was gaining, just a little, just a couple pounds here or there. At least 2,500. So you can really sneak some calories in if you're not like tracking everything. So that's all I gotta say. So it's now too long. I should probably do a little booty dance, few little shots. Probably won't be too pretty. I'm not even sure how to do this, because I'm like right against the bed, right? Oh, hello. We'll see how much we can see. So Again, 136 pounds, 21% body fat. Oh, and if I get naked, I've got the window right there. So how about we close the blinds so that I don't give the entire, I'll give the entire universe of YouTube a show, but not my neighbors. They need to subscribe first. Just kidding. Or find me. Okay. Alright, so this is just not very flattering, but I wish I could show. Let's see. Nope, that's just going to be upward. Well, so what you can see here is I'm not narrow through here. Like, I push here, and I've got a little bit of fat that I could lose, but sorry. If I were smart, I would be able to edit that out, but I'm fairly flat. This is going to be a, but I'm wide. So the coach is trying to build out my shoulders. So basically, when I pose, I don't know if any of this is coming out. I should probably come on camera in like an actual bikini instead of my pants. I think you can see a little bit of abs there. So a lot of this, like, it doesn't look good on camera, but I'm actually pretty lean. Like, I don't know, flexing is coming out. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, yeah. My biggest, oh, that's nice crack. My biggest physique weakness, aside from being wide here and the skin. Oh, you want to see a little stomach slump? I guess it's just hanging. Let's see if they do it. I don't know why this, like the good and the bad don't come up as well on camera. Oh, here's a little sad. It's just, it's not tight. Inner thighs are very similar. Try to take a better video next time, the physical stuff. But my biggest physique issue is my butt. Let's see if we can get the camera to go down. So I need more volume. They say you win bikini from the back doing kind of a pose like this, where you stick your butt out and it's supposed to kind of pop. And then the hamstrings are supposed to tie in and be evident but not like cut. So I've obsessed over this a lot. I've got 2 days focused on lower body. So in general, I'm strong and I'm getting denser here, but I've got more to go and I don't have very much time to build it. So like if I flex, you can kind of see some shape. Really flex. But I don't have like right here. It needs to just kind of come out more like that. So I've thought about surgery and things like that, but right now, what I'm trying to do is address it through working out. Then I'll also sit down. So like I'm just really wide. I don't like it. I want to be like narrow. So if I sit down, I'll see there's a muscle right there. It's kind of see. Do you like the sound effects? Alright, so none of this is attractive. But my upper body is doing really well. In fact, like after even my lower body days, the veins in my arms will start coming out, and it's right. So, like, everything in my upper body is like pretty cut. So I just need to, like I said, I'm going into uncharted territory in terms of body fat and all that. So we'll kind of see what things emerge. But in general, I'm happy, I'm healthy, and this video is 30 freaking minutes long. Sorry about that. Alright, so I'll try to come up with some topics next time that are more interesting. But I think this is really just going to be a bikini vlog from now on, and kind of going back and forth between the VSG and bikini topics, and maybe showing some food stuff and all that kind of stuff. So just like my VSG, this is just a vlog to kind of document how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, what I'm going through with the bikini prep. So hopefully it's not too boring, but give me topics if you want me to talk about something specifically. Otherwise, I'm going to ramble. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.